So like I said, I hope all of you can see my screen. The reason why um you're all on mute is because I'm recording this, and I really want to keep the sound um the quality high. So this is my website, and this is one I designed using the system I'm going to show you now. And even if I say so myself, I like the way it looks. I think it looks pretty good. And that means that if I show you the same system I use, you should be able to do something similar. Of course, there might be some things that might be different, like the graphics might be different. You might have your own style with doing the graphics, but I'll just go ahead and show you um how I would normally design a website, and it doesn't take that long. So let's go into let's go into it now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to um, set a timer at a certain point. So let me even start doing that now. So we'll see exactly how long it takes us to do it. So let's make it a 30-minute timer, and I'll start it at the right time. I'm not going to start it now. So, what do you need to design your own website, to design and publish your own website? I'll just take you through. So the first thing you need, to your own website. This is your website now, and I know that there are websites where you can that they give you a platform like WordPress.com, which is different from WordPress. So you have Blogger, you have Tumblr, you have Wix, there are different platforms like that. But the thing about all of those platforms is that you don't have your own domain name. So for example, if it was Wix, it would probably, let's say it was Valentina Iberchum, like I have valentinaIberchum.com. It will be Wix dot valentinaIberchum.com. So there would always be something additional to advertise another platform. And again, the thing about it is they can do anything they want with their platform. If they want to change the way it looks, if they want to change how you do things, then you don't have any control over it. But when it's your own domain name and your own hosting service, then it's up to you what you do with it. As long as you every year you renew and you keep the payments going on every year. So the basic requirements for your website will be your domain name, a web host, and of course some essential pages. You always need to have essential pages. For me, there are 5 pages that I would say most websites can't do without, or 5 elements. The first is definitely your homepage. The second one is about us. A lot of people want to know about you, so they'll go to your about us page to find out who you are and what you can do for them. The third one is the contact us page, or how they can get in touch with you or work with you. That's a very important one. Um, and of course, if you sell services, if you sell products, that's important too. So those are essential pages. You need to have home, about us, contact page, your services or your product page, and of course, a blog or news or an update page for your customers. Those are 5 essential pages. Then another requirement is your plugins. What do you add to your website to give it some extra functionality to do things that you want? For example, some people will say, I want to be able to take PayPal payments on my website. How do I make it happen? You can use a plugin for that, and I'll show you a little bit more. We'll look at how you can add plugins as we do this online course today. The third thing is content. What is your content? So it's beautiful that you have a website, but what are you saying? What's the message? What's the written content or the video content or the audio content? You need content for your website. So that's something that's really important. And another basic requirements are images. If you have all of these things and you don't have nice looking images, your website will end up looking a little bit, it won't look as attractive as it should. So having the right images is really important. So before I continue, our 30 minutes starts now. Let's set the timer and let's see how we do. So our 30 minutes has started, and let's go. Now, okay. Oh, you know what? I've preempted myself. Before we start, and I'm going to reset the timer. Before we start, this is really important, and it's important for you and it's important for me. I'd like you to share your thoughts. So don't use the chat screen that's here. Please go to this website, go to this page on my website. So it's valentinaibachum.com/ my purpose. I want you to share with me, what do you want to do with your website? What are you going to use it for? Is it going to be used for a fashion blog? Are you using it for church? Is it for a project? Are you a motivational speaker? Is it for your business? Is it for selling goods and products, or whatever you want to use your blog for? Because that's important, because knowing the purpose of the blog will help you know how to design the blog as well. So let's take a minute and go to that page, valentinaibachum.com/ my purpose, and let me just hear from you what you are going to do with your website. And you know what, guys? It's really odd for me that I can't hear you, but I know you can hear me, and um, and I know you can see my screen, so that's fine. That's cool. So, if you can actually put your thoughts here, then I'll see it, which is fantastic, and so that we'll have that interaction. So I can see several people on the call, and let me just give some shout outs. So there's Anne on the call, there's Bianca, there's Carol, there's Chantel, Elizabeth, Essa, Faith. The two Faiths on the call. There's Gertrude, Gloria, Hefziba, there's Eileen, Immaculate, Lorraine, Malika, Malvin, Mattia, Michael, Peace. So several people on the call. I've not called everybody, but all you guys, can you please do this? So if you go to valentinaibachum.com/ my purpose, and just put in some of your comments here. So let me start. So I'm writing here, the purpose of my website is to provide a business learning environment to show people what to do to succeed and profit in business. Okay. And I put it right there. So let me ask this. So can you guys hear me? Ah, okay, fantastic. So Elizabeth can hear me. Yes, 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 great. So guys, I'm waiting to see your comments. Or do you want me to show you the link again? So let me send the link to everyone. So this is what the link looks like. So if you click on that, it'll just take you straight to that page. So it's valentinaibachum.com, my purpose. And just say what you want to use this website for. And it could be one website, it could be two, it could be 10. But the main one, the first website you're going to design, what are you going to use it for? So let me refresh the page to make sure that I can actually, you're making comments, and Oh, fantastic. So I have Gray Bella. She says, "Hello, Pastor. I'm going to be using my website to advertise my business. I'm a hair and makeup artist." Fantastic. So Bianca says, "Hi, Pastor Val. This is Bianca. A friend and I are starting a business, so would both here to learn how to design our web page for business." Okay, for business. And Chantel said, "Good evening, Pastor Val. I'd like to use my website for a business that I intend to start up. I like to start with promoting my writing materials with the intention of expanding my product range in the future." Okay, beautiful. So these are all, most of you are doing this specifically for business. So some people might say, I want to do it for my church, I want to do it for myself or for my fellowship group. But so this group of people here specifically for business, and that's fantastic. But the good thing about the website is you can use it for so many other things as well, business, personal things, as a journal, productivity tool, a training center. You can use it for so many different things. Okay, so thanks to all those who've shared some bits, and of course we're going to be moving along now. But if you still want to share what you're going to use your website for, that link is there, and you can go ahead and do that. So before we start, we said there was something that we need. We need to make sure that we have web hosting, and that's very important because your website needs you need a domain name and you need it to be hosted somewhere, and somebody needs to provide you with that, what you call web space, so that you can actually have your website hosted and managed and secured for you somewhere. Then you can log on, you can access it anytime you want. Especially with the beautiful thing about WordPress, which is what I'm going to show you, is that with WordPress you can access your website from anywhere. You know, a lot of times I'm on the train, I'm going to work, and I have my iPhone with me, and I can be making changes on my website as I'm going to work. Or during lunch, as I'm having lunch, I have my iPad with me. I can log on to my WordPress system and make changes on my website if I want to do it at that time. So, for those of you who are ready today, I mean, you really want to do it today, you want to design your own website today, then we'll follow these steps. For those of you who just want to learn how to do it and then you want to come back, reference this material, reference this video lesson, and do it at your own pace at a later time, then you can also do that as well. So I'm going to show you through the steps as if you were starting from scratch, as if you were just getting the web hosting, and as if you're actually going to pay for the web hosting. If you are going to pay for the web hosting right now, that's fine. You go for it, so that by the end of this workshop, you will have your own website. But if not, that's fine. I'm going to send you the video files in a couple of days, and so you should be able to access this and do it at your own time. Now, here, what I've done, I've put in a web hosting company I use. I've used them once now, and I recently discovered them in reading up and doing my own research. I found out that Bluehost is is one of the most trusted websites used for people that do a lot of work online. So I also use them. So there's a new website that I'm building up called Learn to Share, and Learn to Share is a platform I'm developing for testing business ideas. So we'll look at different business ideas, and I'll be like a guinea pig. So I'll be experimenting with to see, does it really work? People say it works, but does it really work? And what mistakes to avoid and how to make it work. So that's a new website that I'm going to be launching soon called Learn to Share, and I built that using Bluehost, WordPress on Bluehost. So that's WordPress on Bluehost. So if you are going to use that, if you're going to do it now, then that's fine. If not, that's fine as well. So let's say for the first time, I click on that link that says Valentina Ibachum / Bluehost. So that will take me to this screen here. It'll show me the different plans. So their prices are in dollars because they're hosted in the States, and it starts from $3.95 per month, and you get 50. So this is all you get. So that's that. We've seen that. So the next thing is, this one is very important. This is where you choose your domain name. What name are you going to call your website? Are you going to call it the name of your business? Are you going to call it? So this is important. So this is where you choose your domain name, and you can choose whether you want it to be .com, .net, .co.uk, .org.uk, .biz. There's so many different options, but sometimes when you put your domain name there, you might find out that somebody else has it. And if that's the case, if somebody else already has that domain name, they'll give you other options to choose from. So you choose from the one that still fits with what you want to do, and then you continue. So this is where you choose your domain name. I don't know what's happening there, but it's gone back. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so this is where you choose your domain name. Sorry, this is where you choose your domain name, and then you put in your details, you sign up. For those of you who are going to use Bluehost, let me suggest something. Um, this is what they're going to do. They'll probably have 36 months already selected. Make sure you look at this screen very carefully. And for any web hosting service you end up going for, whether you go for Bluehost or anywhere else, you look at your budget. So if you're ready to pay for 36 months at once, beautiful, that's fine. If you're ready to pay for 24 months at once, that's fine. If right now you're saying, okay, for now I can only pay for 12 months, um, then that's fine as well. So what I'll suggest is that you untick every box, because that will keep the price down. You can always go back and upgrade later on. So you untick every box. So by the time you pay for 12 months hosting, it's a bit more expensive than if you paid for 36 when you look at it in the long run. But that comes to $71.40, and that is about less than £50 for a year. So you have your web space, you have your website, you have your domain name, you have over 50 gigabytes of space, you have your emails, so you can create as many, not as many, I think you can create about 100 emails. There's so many different things that you can actually do, and all of that comes to about 50, less than £50 for the year. So that's with Bluehost. And so if you're going for that, I'll say, if you have PayPal, play with PayPal. If you have a card, then pay with that as well. So, and they'll tell you, welcome to Bluehost, tell you to manage your account. Afterwards, they'll send you an email. So when you've done everything, you get an email and your account details will be there. And what I'll suggest is that always that email you get from Bluehost, make sure you keep it somewhere safe. So because you always need to go back and reference it. It's very important that you keep that email safe, because it's like having the key to your house. If you lose the key to your house, you know how it is. So make sure that that first email you get from Bluehost or any other web hosting provider, you always keep it safe. Very, very important. Okay, so you'll come here to this place, and this is where I am going to show you live how to do it now. And so, guys, all of that was just a preliminary. Okay, so let's put the timer on now. Let's set this timer again. Let's start. So I'm going to log on to Bluehost. So if you're using Bluehost, this is what you'll see when after you've gotten um your account, your web hosting package, whichever web hosting package you choose. This is what you'll see. This is specifically for Bluehost though. So it'll always, usually when you log in, you'll have this pop up because they want to make sure that you've created your email account, set up your website, you're managing your domain. But that's not what we're here to do. What we're here to do is set up your website, design a beautiful website for you. And we said we want to do it in less than 30 minutes. So let's see if we can do it in less than 30 minutes. So you've logged on to Bluehost. This is your cPanel or your control panel. The first thing to do is go to where it says install WordPress. This is what we're going to use. We're going to use WordPress. So install WordPress. So you click there. Okay. And you click install. Big green button. So you'll see it'll tell you which domain do you want to install WordPress in. So I'm installing WordPress on my learningtoshare.net website, and it'll tell me to check my domain, which I'll do right now. Okay, so what I'll advise, always show this advanced option. Okay, so here I'll change the name from my site to Learning to Share. I don't want that to be my username, so I'll change that to admin, and I'll copy that so I can use it next time. Click on I've read the terms and conditions and click on install. Okay, so we can close this. Click here or click here to close this. I'll click there to close it. It's still installing my website, so let's just wait. When this is complete, we know that it's done. Okay, so that's done. So what I'll do, there's this, it's right here. I could click on view credentials, but it's easier to just do this. It's faster, I mean, to do that. And here we go. So this is my website. And if I want to log in as an admin, that's login at the back end. This is what I'll do. I'll click on admin login. Now, for those of you who want to go directly to your login when you install a website or in WordPress, so it's the name of the web is the domain name /WP hyphen admin. But I'll share that with you in the materials I sent to you later on. So that's my login. I'm logging in now. So I've logged in. I don't want Google to save this, but on your own, you can ask Google to save it if you want to. All right, so what are we going to do? This is the steps we're going to take. We're going to create our pages. We're going to create a couple of test posts. We're going to add a plugin, and we're going to look at some very important things to do under our settings. So the first thing, the WordPress makes it really, really easy to do things. So for example, this is my dashboard. This is what I'll always see every time I go behind the scenes. Every time I go into my admin panel in WordPress, I'll see this dashboard first. And that's really good. And all the way down the side of the this is like your control area in your website. So all these different things will help you control how your website looks and how it works. So the first I'm going to do, I'm going to add a page. So I'll click on this plus button where it says plus new, and I'll go to page and I'll add a page.
Muted. unmuted.
All right, can you hear me now? Okay, I think I'm back. I don't know what happened to the connection, but it's never happened before that we just lost the connection midway through my speech. But I can see that you guys can hear me, so that's good. So I'm going to go back over what I said before. 'Cause I don't know at what point the connection was lost. So we're in WordPress now. We're behind the scenes in the admin panel, and the first thing you'll see when you do that, you'll see the dashboard. And this is what the dashboard looks like. So on the left hand side, you'll see all the different control buttons, the different things that you can actually do with how your website works and how it looks using all of these controls on the left hand side bar of your admin panel. And like I said, the first page you see in your admin panel is your dashboard. So the steps that we're going to follow today would be we'll add a couple of pages, we'll add a couple of test posts, we'll add a plugin, and then we'll look at the settings as well. So now let's see. So the first thing is go to plus where it says plus new and click on page. So you click on page. And like you remember, I said that there's some really important pages that you need to have. So let's just create two pages. One is our about us, okay? And the about us page. So it's say let's put some text as well to give it some meaning. So put some text. Maybe I shouldn't be putting text because I'm trying to keep it really, really quick. So let's just say about us. And I'll click on publish. And that's it. We've published one page. We want to add another one. So you can either go plus here again, or you just click on add new. Because you're already in page, you can add a second page. So let's add contact us. Contact us. Okay. So let's publish that as well. Contact us page is there. Then, so we've added two pages now. We're going to add two posts. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to new and we're going to click on post. So click on post and we'll put in my first test post. For this one, I'd like us to have some image and I'd like us to have some text. So I'm going to click on add media. There's nothing, we just created this website, so there's no media at all. So we're going to upload, and there's some media files that I already have. We're going to use them. They're test media files, so let's use them. Let's go to my desktop, pictures, and blog. Let's see. Okay, let's use this one. And you can add several files at the same time, so let's do that. Let me add a few more. And you can also drag and drop if you want to, if you're adding images. So I have a few more here. So I'm adding all of them at the same time. Okay, so we're going to keep it full size and then insert in post. So that's there. Don't know why that came up. Okay. Okay. Let's add some text. So this is lorem ipsum. This is fake text that you can use at different times if you don't want to put any real text there. Okay, so we have that. Let's publish. So that's my first post, but I want to do 2 posts. So I'm going to add another one. My second test post. I want to add some media again. This time I'll add this one, insert into post, and add some text and publish. So that means that I have 2 pages now and 2 posts. Let's add a plugin. Now, plugins, let me explain what plugins are. Plugins are like add-ons. You know, when they say plugins, they're things that you add onto your WordPress website to make it have extra functionality, to make it do more than it would normally do. So let me go into, so if you want to add a plugin, you go to plugins and you click on add new. All right. And for this one, I just want to add one particular, so you can do a search, or if you already know what you're looking for, so you can search for, I already know what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is contact form 7. That's what I'm looking for. So you put in what you're looking for if you're doing a search, and you press enter. And to bring up different plugins that are similar to that one that you're searching for. So if you're not familiar with the plugin, what I'll say is make sure that you read the description before you install. Read the description, make sure it's going to do what you want it to do, and then click on the install button. And once you've done that, you click on activate plugin. Okay. So now I've added a plugin. The third thing, the 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth thing we're going to do is to look at our settings. So if you look at the settings, depending on how many plugins you add on, you might find that the settings grows a bit long. But this is the basic. This is what it looks like right from the start, fresh. So take your time to go through the different settings. But the one I actually want you to see is the one that says permalinks, because that's what helps your website look a certain way. By default, what it does that every time you add a page or a post, it gives it a number, and that's not very user friendly, and it's not friendly for search engines. So what you want to do is make sure that every time you add a post or a website, it actually looks like what you've just added. So always go to permalinks and click on post name. Okay, click save changes, and that's done. So that's what our website will have this structure instead of having numbers. Not very nice, or numbers or dates. Not very nice. All right, so let's see what the website looks like. We've just added pages and added posts. This is what it looks like by default. It doesn't look too bad, does it? But it's not that pretty. So we want to make it look a little bit prettier. Now, if you're logged on to your WordPress website, you'll always have this bar. If you're not logged onto your WordPress website, this bar won't show. So if you want to go, but if you're logged on, you will have this, and you'll see dashboard. So you click and go back onto dashboard and go to appearance and click on themes. Now, this is where we're going to have more choices for how we want our website to look. So we want to add more themes. A theme is a website design template in WordPress. So when you talk about themes, they're just design templates, website design templates. And different themes allow you to do different things. So you click on add new theme, which I've just done. Okay, so I clicked on add new theme and I got this. This is, so when you click on add new theme, you'll have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tabs. So this is the featured tab. So these are web themes that are being featured. They're being highlighted. Then there's the popular. These are popular themes. So and you'll find a lot of themes there. So I'm taking you through. These are all free. These are all free themes. So let's go back down. Then this one shows you the latest themes. Hey, my system is a bit slow today. I don't know why. But this one shows you the latest themes. But let's go back to the featured themes. Okay. And I've looked at this earlier. I like the way it looks. Let's do a preview. So it tells us a little bit about it, what it does. It gives us a preview of how it looks. I like the look of it, so I'm going to install it. After you install the theme, you have to activate it, which I've just done now. So I've activated it. After activating the theme, you have to customize it so that it looks the way you want it to look in as much as you can customize it. Different themes have different customization options. So this one has quite a bit. So site identity, this is where you put in your site title. So I'm going to put learning to share. My tagline is not going to be just another WordPress site because that's what it is. Okay, testing businesses for your success. Okay, so I've changed my site identity. I'm going to go back now. I don't have a logo. If you had a logo, this is where you would put it, but I don't have a logo yet. So this particular WordPress theme has an extra bit of customization. So you can choose whether you want the slider at the top or if you just want it to look simple like this. So I like the slider at the top, so I'll keep it there. Do you want to show the header or do you want to hide the header? So it has different options, but this is not what you get for everything, but this is what you get by default for this one. And there are other themes there as well. The most important thing for now is your menu. How do you want your menu to look? Because right now, if you can see, this theme doesn't have a menu. So I'm going to call mine primary menu and I'm going to create it. This is your navigation bar. It'll ask you, where do you want the menu to be? I want it to be at the top. And then I'm going to add items to the menu, what I want to be in the menu. So I want a home page. I want my contact us, my about us, my contact us. Those are the items I want on my menu. And you can see it's appeared now, home, about us, contact us. And I'll click on save and publish. Okay, close this button. Let's see. Finish saving. And let's go to the website and see what it looks like now. All right, so it's still looking a little bit rough. There are different things that you need to do. It depends on what you want to do with the widgets and different things like that. But this is our website. I'd like to hear your comments. What do you think? Does it look nice? Oh, somebody's asking. Okay, thank you for the question, but I hope you are following the steps first of all before the questions. All right, so questions. I just got a few questions. One, Faith said she already has a domain on one.com. How does she follow? I don't know what one.com is, and I don't want to click on it right now to check. So this, if you already have a domain, then you need to ask them if they have a facility for you to install WordPress, and if they do, then you can still always come back and look at this video if you want. But yeah, I don't know if one.com is a web hosting company or not, so I don't know what they are. And then somebody asked, why do we need Bluehost and WordPress together? Why not just WordPress on its own? There's WordPress.com that is like a blogging platform. And with WordPress.com, if you added your, for example, let's say your company is called um, Greater Heights, and that name was available. So it will be www.wordpress.greaterheights.com. And the truth is that most businesses, people, if you really want to um, have lots of credibility with your business. Let's say you're dealing with the government, for example, or you're dealing with schools, or most businesses would want to see somebody have an independent website. So when you say Bluehost, it doesn't have to be Bluehost. There's so many other different web hosting companies, but with the web hosting companies, they give you your domain name, and then they give you web hosting space, which is yours to use, based on the, of course, if you have 50 gigabytes, you can't go above 50 gigabytes. If they say you have a limit of 50 emails, 50 email addresses, so you can have sales at valibetune.com, you can have so you can have so many info, you can have an email for all your staff. So but the main thing is that with with your own web hosting website, you install WordPress, then you can design it the way you want. You can add so many different plugins as you want. So that's why you need to have your own web hosting plus WordPress together, because if you just had wordpress.com, you would just be an appendage. So it's like I'm just trying to give an example. So like I don't know how many of you have Tumblr spaces. So you have Tumblr, but it's not it's Tumblr dot is www dot tumblr dot, you know, and it's not really that professional, and you don't have as much flexibility as you would have. It's your own web space with your own with WordPress, for example. I use WordPress. WordPress is not the only content management system there, but for me, it's the easiest to use, and worldwide is now the number one, and it's so easy to use. So that's why I would say you need the two together. You can't just have WordPress on its own. If it has to be your own website. For example, this website is called www.learningtoshare.net. If it was just wordpress.com, it would be www.wordpress.learningtoshare.com. And that wouldn't be suitable for me because I want to have a lot more flexibility with what I do with my website. And of course, if you have just wordpress.com, you won't be able to add plugins. So let me show you a little bit more about plugins, because I think that's really, really important for you to understand how these, when I'm talking about plugins, how they work. So let's go to plugins and let's look at different ones. So let's say you wanted to buy and sell, and you wanted a shopping cart. Let me put WooCommerce because I like WooCommerce. So with WooCommerce, let's say you wanted to sell digital products, or you wanted to sell clothes, or you wanted to sell, then you if you add WooCommerce, let me just show you more details because of time, I wouldn't want us to okay. So if you add Wook, so you can sell anything. Let me show you a screenshot. Then you can sell, but it's hard for you to be able to do such things um with just wordpress.com on its own, with having your own domain name, web hosting space, and the WordPress installation. Let's see how we did for time. So we did that indefinitely. We did that in less than 30 minutes because I also started answering questions as well before, without checking the timer. So somebody else asked, will the HTTP link still include WordPress since we're using WordPress? No, it won't. It won't use WordPress at all. So WordPress is an installation in your website. So you're now using WordPress as a content management system for your website. So it won't show WordPress at all. The way I've just done it, it won't show WordPress. If you can see my let me see, where's my website again? So let's go back to the website, and you can see it doesn't show WordPress at all. So externally, nobody sees WordPress. All they see is your domain name. Somebody asked, you also mentioned that HK said you also mentioned that if you have a website with, for example, WordPress.com, they have full control, and they can change using the domain name. Does it prevent them from doing this even though we're still using them? Okay, so for example, if you have a WordPress, they have full control over your website. They don't, I won't use the word full control, but it's their platform. Um so if they wanted to change anything, the general platform, then they could. They'll let you know that they're going to change things. It's like Facebook changes things. They tell you they've changed it, but they don't need your permission to change anything on Facebook. That's the same thing. So, of course, they're not going to break into your account. They're not going to, if you have your messenger, they're not going to probably read your private messages or break into your account, but their platform generally. And if you notice, every so often Facebook changes for the better, which is good, but you don't have any say in it, which is the same thing if um you are using your own website. Now, of course, because the way the world has gone is there are constant updates coming up, but you can, with things like WordPress and others, if you're hosting your own WordPress, then you can delay them. You can see what's coming up and you can delay them so that you understand when to take it up and when not to take it up. So I hope I've answered that question. All right, so um, excellent. I'm happy I've answered that question. So we did that in less than 30 minutes. So the mystery is gone, isn't it? Of course, there are other things to learn because I wanted to show you how quickly it could be done. And I think I like this theme. This website looks nice. So there are different things that you can actually do. But because of the content of this course is to just show you that you can actually start, you can design your website in a very short space of time. However, let me show you something else because I think it's really, I'm sure some of you were thinking, Pastor Val, where did you get those images from? We really like those images and I like them too. Let me show you a simple, somebody recently in our, one of our students, one of our subject matter experts in our Spirit Inspiration course. I loved her graphic designs and she told me that I should go here. So it's canva.com. So that's it there, canva.com. And the beautiful thing about Canva is that you can create different images. You know, you can create images for social media, you can create presentations. There's so many different things you can actually do with canva.com. Social media posts, for documents, for blogging, marketing materials, so many different things. The only, and a lot of them are free. The only thing that sometimes, and let me give you an example. Sometimes, depending on what element you use, like this one isn't free. Now, this one is, if I wanted to use this and change the text of this, for example, that's fine. But because it's not free, it'll cost me $1, which is fine. No problem with that, isn't it? Because this is absolutely beautiful. So with canva.com, you become like a graphic web designer. I mean, a graphic designer all on your own. So that's a useful tool for you to use to create your images for your website or for your for Facebook and for other things that you want to use it for. So that's something that's really useful to do. So that is our website created in less than 30 minutes. I'm really, 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 really happy that we're able to do that. Now, there's something I want you to do before we close today's meeting. I want you again. So, thank you for all of you who shared something on the website. Now, what I'd like is for us to do something else, and I'm going to put that here, and I hope I have it. I hope I can remember what it is. The actual link. And it's, yeah, my web design. So what I want you to do, let me make sure it's the right one. Okay. So what I'd like you to do is to put in here what you thought of the course. And of course, I know that many you still have questions, and that's absolutely fine. This is just a basic. I didn't want to go in too deep and too advanced. So I know you still have questions, which is fine. But tell me what you think about it. Has it removed the mystery for you of designing your own website? Have you seen that it can easily be done? And what you want to use your website for? That would be really fantastic. So this is of course you've already said that already somewhere else. So what you thought of the course, any questions you have, and if you've already designed your own website when we're doing it right now, or if afterwards you've done it, showcase it here. Let's see what your website looks like. Okay, so this is valentinaibajum.com/, my web design. And I'd really like your feedback about this short free workshop and how useful it was to you, and any other follow-up questions that you have. So, any final questions? If you do have questions, put it here and I'll be able to read it out. So it's valentinaibachim.com/, my web design, or if you have any feedback. Now, I would love you to put the feedback on the website. The reason being is that if you put the feedback in the chat screen, it's lost. Once I close this chat, the GoTo meeting, it's gone. But if you put it in the web page, then I can read it. Other people can read it. It'll to benefit me, it'll benefit others. So I really would want you to make that effort, just is a short investment of your time, just like 30 to 60 seconds to say, this is what we got from the course. I have follow-up questions. You can put it there. That's fine. And, this is what my website will look like or looks like, so just if you could. So the next 60 seconds, let's do it. Okay, so I'm refreshing that page and I'm waiting for your comments. Not on the chat screen, on the page. So let me put the page there again. So this is the page and it's my web design. So thanks Faith, thanks Essa for your comments. I really appreciate it. Thanks Sharon, thanks Mel. Thank you so much for putting those comments there. So just transpose them into that page as well. Let me tell you why it's important. When you put comments like this, it lets other people know that, even if it convinces them that other people have taken it, have done the video lesson, and it was useful for them, and it should be useful to it was useful to you, and to be useful for them as well. That's why I really appreciate when people put comments. Just take that time to put comments. Thank you, Sister Caroline, for that. Thank you for that comment. I really appreciate it. Okay, so thank you very much for your time, and I really hope you've learned a lot, and I'll be looking forward to your feedback on the website, and of course any other questions that you have. I'm going to be sending some follow-up emails next week. It will have an edited replay of this particular video lesson. It'll have links to resources that you can use, and there'll be another follow-up that will give you the opportunity to ask me questions of how I can help you with your business. So just stay tuned for those emails coming up next week. So thank you again. Thanks for your time. You were lovely, excellent, and I was really blessed spending the time with you. God bless. So I'm going to be signing off now. Thank you so much.